Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Tonight we're discussing monthly challenges May 2026. Interesting month. Finally got my personal best to complete everything in under 4 hours. By the way, if you are new here, I play 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars. I play only free-to-play epic relics. Well, at least in monthly challenges and on every video. Sometimes I do test different stuff. And I'm doing 2 guides for monthly challenges every month. TLDR guide and full guide. Right now this will be a TLDR guide. We will discuss all the champion recommendations that I have for these monthly challenges. This guide will be oriented more towards more of intermediate players that already completed Draven Adventure, Victor Adventure, Speed Blossom Team Adventure, cruising through the more of a part of the end game, completed Platinum Vaults, and do have some fragments but do not champion levels. And later, in about a week, I think, I will do a full guide that elaborates every special rule that needs to be discussed. That one will be oriented more towards a beginner player base. So this month, this will be our discussion. We will discuss in these special rules, these enemies. Well, we have only just one Irelia, so probably not her. And these are tricky and interesting challenges that we will be discussing in this guide. Also, we will start with champion recommendations. Hold on, window capture. This one. This will be the list of champions that I will recommend. These are champions that I myself was looking to play, well, 3 out of 3 most of the time. And these are the champions that I would recommend this month the most. Well, let's start with first line. Well, actually there is another tier that is not visible over here. It has Swain, Jinx, Speed Blossom Ari, these, and Aurelion Sol. OP stuff that just I do not mention throughout the guide anywhere, because they're wild cards and they can complete basically anything. So, Misfortune, Mel, Vex. This month we do need several spellcasters to complete month well enough. We have Mortal Marks 3 times. Misfortune can deal with a lot of aggression. He is an aggressive and a little bit temper-oriented deck. If you have the Make It Rain upgrade, she's really strong. You can play for board control, you can play the spellcaster play style. I personally prefer, well, I'm using epic relics, so I have Echoing Spirit, Packed Powder. You can use just a normal plunder -2 mana cost. I'm also using big guns. And, well, technically that is all unnecessary. You need plunder -2 mana cost, you want Crown General's Contraplan, Luden's Tempest, and you're dealing great damage already. Constellation, Make It Rain upgrade for +2 damage means that she'll be doing 3 targets 3 damage. If you have +1, that is 3 targets 4 damage. That can solve a lot of issues, because Irelia usually has 5-4 stats. That has 4 health, and who else? That Irelia and Katarina. Katarina will be just dodge easily. So 3 out of 3 would recommend. Mel. Mel can work even at 2 stars basically. She is really strong at 3 stars. You can pack up her with Guardian Angel, Crown General's Contraplan, Archangel Staff Lost Chapter. She works with many different and defensive relics as well. She's good into Mortal Marks. She's good into Iterative Enhancement, nothing but Powder Monkeys, into Swarm kind of style of enemies, and she's good into just much power, much attack enemies. Enemies of Demacia will fall. Noxian Might too. A couple of months ago I was recommending her the most into Noxian Might and a little over the top. Also we have Mercy Killings, so for that one you probably wanna see some spellcasters once again, at least early game. and Mel is alright in the first workout. And also we have Noxus discount, so we need at least like 2, maybe 3 Noxus champions this month. Next, Vex. Vex is just a great champion. She's really bad at 2 stars. She is alright, playable at 3 stars, but you would need relics and levels. And of course, she is just a menace. She is absolute beast, absolute machine, if you have her at 4 stars, or if you got at least the shop upgrade, which is to the bottom left of Explosive Finale. With that upgrade you can just complete basically any challenge that has 2 fights, because you are guaranteed to have a shop. So you just roll for new spells, not upgrades but new spells, and you will find just insane spells. You can control board, and with her 4 stars you will be just dealing 4 damage to enemy nexus while you're controlling board. So at 4 stars she is a great champion, must be the best bundle champion, bundle city champion, although if you're looking to invest your Nova Star, I usually recommend investing that into Hammerdinger, because his 6 star is alright, and he has his best constellation upgrades on the way to 6 stars. I'm talking about spellcasters right now. Alright, next line. Kayle, Ambessa, Fiddlesticks and LeBlanc. So Kayle and Ambessa, they usually go together. They're really good into spell mana. They're really good when you can solve challenge by just raw stats. You're buffing a unit, you're playing another unit while playing Kayle. Also, these champions are really good with Black Shield, which means that if you just happen to have Black Shield Epic Relic, these are, well, pretty good. You're playing through the board, and they do not really need much other than just another relic. Of course, Kayle is not good at 2 stars, she's a 3 stars champion. She's even better with Sacred Technique, but even without that, she's alright. Ambessa, once again we have Noxus discount, also we have Targon discount this month. It can be seen over here. So, good champions. Can be used as a generic champion for this region, a generic champion for any fight, if you have choice paralysis and cannot choose. And they are good with Spell Shield, because they are not that much relic dependent. They do not have like 3 out of 3 best in slot build. You can use just one. Snorlax. Give me half an hour. Then Fiddlesticks and LeBlanc. Fiddlesticks is one of the best Runeterra champions. I usually recommend leveling Atrox to 4 stars, because he is one of the best champions at that level of investment. Well, not really the best, but he is definitely at least S- tier. You're solving a lot of nightmares, a lot of adventures at just 160 fragments of investment. Fiddlesticks is pretty strong too, he's not relic dependent at all. You can use Guardian Angel Duplicator as core build and then just improve it however you want. It could be Chameleon's Necklace, if you have him lower than level 30, so 3rd relic slot can be common. You can use Spell Shield, you can use extra experience, of course. Eking Spirit, if you have that, that's not really necessary. I do not find Eking Spirit to be really good. But if you pair Eking Spirit with Duplicator, then it becomes pretty good. Of course, if you got Renewing Power, it should be pretty good. If you're using Fiddlesticks into Ezreal, then I would recommend using Druid Plating as your 3rd relic. Also, of course, Stalker's Blades. LeBlanc, great champion. She's definitely S tier. She's among strongest 3 stars champions in the game. Basically, she at 3 stars needs just 1 or 2 high rolls and she can complete anything, any adventure. Just anything. So she can compete with most of 3, 4 or 5 stars champions constellations. She solves different issues. If you have 2 Stalker's Blades, that's 3 mana, deal 5 removal, and you can cycle that, so she is really strong. Next line, Master Yi, Tryndamere and Anivia. So they are usually recommended into Price of Progress. The first two are also good into Vestige of Helia. Volibear this month will be useful too, so if we are looking for Jordan champion, of course I would recommend Volibear in the first place. It's just the fact that Volibear is a generic fighter, and these three, they serve a certain purpose. So into Price of Progress, I have used Master Yi twice this month. This month this is the first time I used basically a best in slot build for Master Yi to one-shot enemy just as soon as you play Master Yi at second round. I don't even know what to say. If you can look up my completion, it will be in the description. You will understand that just Master Yi solves Price of Progress. I personally really dislike this special rule. It's uncomfortable for me to play it. And Master Yi is a boring champion, but he just does the thing. He is a good recommendation for this monthly challenge, for this special rule. Tryndamere would be another one for Price of Progress. He is actually weak without Aching Spirit. He is weak without Shop in your challenge, so he kinda needs high rolling during the fight to be competitive, to be good. Whereas Anivia needs to high roll during a fight and high roll during shop phase in a shop. So that's why Tryndamere is first recommendation and Anivia second. But of course, if you happen to have Aching Spirit, if you also happen to have Portal Pulse on top of Aching Spirit, Tryndamere is a good recommendation. Well, he's a gamble champion, just like Pyke, so it's really hard to recommend him, but he, once again, does the thing. He completes the challenge. And also, Tryndamere, if you have Aching Spirit, he is good into Adoribus Lulu, because you're basically playing champions. If you happen to have Portal Pulse on top, then you're playing already, you summon Tryndamere. Then you play two other big, chunky creatures, and Lulu's Adoribus just doesn't do anything, basically. So if your Tryndamere is weak, then he is not really useful. If you happen to have this stuff, then Tryndamere can solve already different challenges, different special rules. Anivia, well, she, just like Tryndamere, is good into extra mana. We got some extra mana this month. She is good in the Price of Progress, not as good into Vestige of Helia, but still, she is scaling. She is good into After Image. We got After Image this month. She is alright. Next line, Yuumi and Veigar. This month we have small stuff, 3 times. 32 is Targon Ezreal with Vanguard, 41 is Yasuo with Tranquil Minds, which is a Ionic discount, and 62 I speedran it with a wildcard, so I do not remember that one, sadly. I used either Swain, Jinx, or Aurelion Sol, so cannot really remember that one. Also, it was like already early for me, pretty late, way too early to actually think. I was capable only of doing press buttons to win on wildcards. Yuumi. A really good champion to have in collection. She's really good bundle champion, bundle city champion. She has pretty good potential with just one epic relic, Disciple of Shadows. You could use just quick attack and full build as your other 2 relic slots, and she is pretty much A+ tier. At 4 stars, she just does wonders sometimes. She can complete basically any 5.5 stars adventures, and even better, pretty confidently, like without any high rolls. And it means a lot. So she actually needs to be in the collection. Everyone needs a cat. That's what I usually say. Veigar. Another not bad bundle city champion. We happen to have, I think, 4 or 6 Katarinas this month, so I used Veigar 3 out of 3 this month. If you do have big guns, then it's even better. If you have Frozen Tomb, that's even better. But just generally speaking, we have several Katarinas, and Veigar is 3 out of 3. Without him, you need other spellcasters like Misfortune with extra spell damage. You need Mel, you need Vex, you need Jinx. You need removal. Against Katarina, of course, I usually recommend something like Annie with Lost Chapter or Samir with Lost Chapter. You have round 1, Death Hand, removal. But still, well, not having Veigar actually will make your monthly challenges harder to complete. Next line, Porkin, Kai'Sa and Morgana. This is the line that I would recommend for... So we happen to have a natural selection. I used Porkin twice or 3 times, I used Kai'Sa I think twice, and I actually didn't use Morgana at all, but she is just great generic champion. She's generally strong at 3 stars, at 4 stars. She's LeBlanc, Morgana, Yasuo are really strong at 3 stars. One of the actually strongest 3 stars champions in the game. Definitely S+ tier. Well, they used to be before Constellation release. Porking, good. He's great in defense. If you have Spirit of Boru, then he is just a great champion. You can sacrifice units during your attack, you can go wide, you can heal up. He's really easy to play. Although, in my opinion, he is a bit boring because every game is just the same. You have all the same win condition that you just do not change your plan, and that is a bit boring to me. And he plays with keyboards. General recommendation for newer players is to get Starforge Gauntlets, Victor's Relic, and a couple of others, but speaking of Victor's Relic, well, keywords, Porkin, Kai'Sa do benefit from that, so these champions are really nice to have in your collection. Kai'Sa is just generally strong champion. She is nice Shuriman, she can be used into After Image, she's good with Evolve, so she fits a couple of special rules that we happen to have in these monthly challenges. Morgana has lifesteal, and we're missing Dreams of Yordle's Relic on this line, which is another 2 keywords, and it will be much easier to trigger Evolve if you have that relic. Morgana is also great into Draven. Pretty much every time, every month, we have at least 4 Dravens. It's usually more like 5.75, I think, throughout the year, and also Morgana can complete most of the nightmares, so nice to have in collection, and nice to have her, nice to play in her for monthly challenges. Next line, Warwick, Volibear, Yasuo and Evelynn. Warwick, great generalist. He is best in slot champion for Mercy Killings, although this month Mercy Killings are a little bit of a joke. 5, 9, 15, 18, well 5, 9, 15 can be completed differently. I will talk about it later. 18 is an interesting challenge, and 62 should be using something more ultimate than just Warwick. So Warwick can complete a lot of stuff once again. He is 3 mana removal, you get Stalker's Blade, you play him, you strike 1, you strike 2, and like you're trading 3 mana to kill 2 creatures. That's insane. He is easy to play, his Constellation is pretty good, he has experience and regeneration for region, so could recommend. He is really good. Volibear, really good champion at 3 stars, he doesn't really need much, you need just 1 upgrade for your 3 drop to have Shadow Totem, and at that point he doesn't really need anything. I'm completing with him pretty much every 6.5 stars adventure, using just 2 Stalker's Blades and Guardian Angel. I guess I would use the same build for Zoe adventure, but my Volibear is 4 stars, so it's a bit easier than 3 stars, since one of the enemies will be vulnerable. I also, if I would try to go for faster than 4 hours, I would probably use Emotional Support Beer that I discovered lately. It's a pay-to-play epic relic, but still, it will be fun to use another beer next to a beer. Beers should stand together. What? Yasuo Evelyn. Yasuo, well, great control deck. He is insane at 3 stars. And you just need Tempest Blade to complete everything. I prefer full build. Some people would use Chosen by the Stars. Black Shell can be another filler. Technically you need some stability, so some people would use Aching Spirit or Chameleon's Necklace. That's really great choice too, just Chameleon's Necklace in your third relic slot. He should be used, in my opinion, into Ezreal, into Victor, into, like, as an ultimate enemy doesn't attack this round tool. Which is really good into Draven, but into Draven we usually use Morgana and Caitlyn. So, yeah. Yasuo is strong and needs to be in collection. Evelyn is pretty much the same, she just needs... she's a bit more clunky to play. She's really good with mana flow, but without it, you're definitely taking some damage. So you just play Tempest Blade, I use Aching Spirit, and what else do I use? Deceiver's Crest, I think. That would be her budget best in slot. I guess I would use it at 6 stars too. So once again, if you need a deck with removal, mass stun, while not really developing much against enemy that goes wide, great choice. Next line, Heimerdinger, Victor, Jace and Ekka. We have Breakthrough Research. It's a built over discount. We have Fun Mode, Nautical Nuisance, free spell mana. And we have Unnatural Selection. So, because of these reasons, I decided to make a line of 4 Piltover and Down champions, because they actually all can work in these special rules. Heimerdinger gets random special rule, he is good, he's alright general champion, he has removal, he goes wide, he can sacrifice units, so his defense is pretty good. Victor, once again, you're playing a keyword soup, and that's pretty good. He's good into... he's okay into many different special roles. He's not really best at anything, but he is good in general, which makes him a good recommendation to use just if you don't know whom to use. Victor is alright, Hammer is alright. And I used to use Victor much more than I did lately. We had Butcher's Block, we had some other special rules, and I've been using Victor 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3. This month I think I used him 0 times, but he's just somewhere in the air. I always consider using Victor every time. Jace. So because of the evolution, because of the 3 spell mana every round, I considered using Jace this month. Well, also I got a couple of videos recently to showcase how actually broken Jace is with Renew and Power, the new epic relic, the free-to-play one. So Jace became A+ tier, and he is actually like fun to play. It's nice to play Jace now. I definitely changed my opinion about him. Although he is a little bit boring when you do not have Constellation completed. He benefits a lot from the 2 mana cost having the Fire Crystal, the +1 mana. He's really good with Elixir of Sorcery on all new spells. Without that, he is not really that fun to play. So he's Constellation dependent. I think I've talked through his Constellation in my second video in Alessandro Adventure, I guess. And Ekka, yet another Piltover Town champion, just once again pretty good generalist. He got Sorcery, he has pretty good Constellation, he has Time Winder deal 5 to 2 creatures, so good removal. If you're looking in a mulligan for the Time Winder, then you could just remove Irelia, remove Katarina, remove Zed. Once, twice, if you happen to have 2 of those spells, you predict a lot. He's kind of stable. He's really good with Aching Spirit. So just a good general recommendation. On this line, you do not need all of them. I would just pick 2. Just make sure that you have at least 1, and having 2 would be beneficial. Next line, Luxie, Annie, and Nika. I would say that you need just 1 of these 3 champions this month, but having 2 would be really good. Really good, because Mercy Killings, it's 6 times this month, and I usually use Annie. I think I didn't talk enough about alternative win condition on Fiddlesticks. So Annie, Nika, if you play the Dreadway Chase Gun build, you can just ignore certain special rules like Adoribus, Mercy Killings, Forced Workout, maybe Chronicle of Ruin too. Small stuff will be ignored completely. So yeah, I just don't know what to say. You use Chameleon's Necklace or a King Spirit, preferably a King Spirit with double Dreadway Chase Gun on Annie. You play 1 Annie, you get 4 Dreadway warning shots, that's 12 damage to enemy phase. You play 3 Annies, that's 36 damage. You need just to deal 4 to deal 40, which is pretty much most of the special rules, most of the challenges. On Nika you need a King Spirit, Luden's Tempest, and Dreadway Chase Gun. You need 3, preferably 4 Nikas in your hand. You play 1 for 2 mana, for 0 mana, then you play Duplicate the Shapeshifter spell to create a copy of a creature for 2 mana with a King Spirit, of course. Then you have 2 Nikas, so next spell will be 1 mana cost. You create another Nika, you create 2 more warning shots, you have another Luden's Tempest, so it's already +2 damage, then play another spell for 0, then another spell for 0, this way you have 4 Nikas on board, your warning shots deal 5 damage each, because 4 Nikas on board. And you're just spamming warning shots, well, anytime you can. Just make sure that your hand is not full. On both Annie and Nika, we are not using Foresight Alteration stuff from PathOfChampions. That's really important, and that's about it. That's how I got through Mercy Killings this month. I played Nika on 5, 9, and 18, I think. I guess. Well, you can look that up, honestly. And Luxie, well, she's good into Mercy Killings, she's good into Vestige of Heli, she's alright into Undying Rage, kind of. That's a better than average aggro tempo deck. Of course, she benefits a lot from having mana flow, since you can play champion as early as round 1, and if you have Archangel Staff, then you instantly generate a lot of value. Without mana flow, you're playing Luxie round 2, and your Archangel Staff just gets... You're losing some mana. It's just quick math, like, you didn't get 3 extra spell mana, so you're behind the tempo compared to mana flow. Still, she's good. And that barrier, it's a lot of special rules. In this case, she's good into After Image, into Mercy Killings, she's alright into Forest Workout, she can one-shot enemies. And she's good into Unstoppable Force, but we just didn't happen to have any Unstoppable Forces this month. Next line, Shyvana, Aatrox, and Nami. Once again, pretty good general... I'm losing my mind. Generalist. Good champions for a general purpose. I used none of them this month, but I find myself recommending them quite often, so they are just another tier. Shyvana is really strong. She's alright at 2 stars, she's really strong at 3 stars. You need just... well, I have the Shyvana against Lissandra, against Viega, without... only on rare relics. It was insane. She's really good. You need just Stalker's Blade and +2/+1 relic. And just like in Warwick deck, you're playing a champion and you remove 2 enemy units, basically by playing 1 champion, one creature. That's insane value. And also this month, my creativity this month was Grand General's counterplan Shyvana. This way you can complete Mercy Killings. You play Shyvana, he strikes 2. Then you can trade Shyvana for another creature. and with Grand Genius Contraplan you will generate another Shyvana. You play another Shyvana, she strikes 2 more and you will outvalue your enemy easily. This works. Shyvana's best is 3 stars and 1 upgrade to the left. All the dragons you find in adventures have Nomad's Medallion. That is insane. She becomes just basically a wild card in adventures that have 2 fights, where shop is guaranteed. So you roll for new dragons and you just complete it. Like, high rolling is a skill a little bit. You can use +2 rerolls and that will be good enough. Atrox, I think I've already said enough. He's alright at 3 stars, he's really good at 4 stars. He is really good at that level of investment because you need only 160 fragments, so good investment, good thing to have in collection. Nami benefits the most from some spell mana during adventures, so Arcane Emission, Nautical Nuisance, and some other special rules too. Basically, you just need Grand Genius Contraplan and Duplicator. You need to survive till 6 mana and then you will heal up all your Nexus. She is probably one of the most confident champions at 3 stars if you happen to have the Aching Spirit. I just completed Swain. I completed every hardest adventure using Nami pretty much on the first try, only because, well, she can heal up all your Nexus every fight. You do not need much. One thing though, it takes time. Back in the day when we had only 1x speed, adventures took like 2 hours. It was tedious. It felt like a chore, sadly. Still, she's alright. Leona and Raka. This month we have Celestial Guidance 4 times, which is a special rule for Targon discount. And as I've said, Hail and Ambassa can be used in special rules and adventures that do not have this discount. So basically you need to find a champion that is good, just a filler for this special rule. I prefer Leona. Soraka is alright too, but in my case I would only use Soraka probably with Oath of the Guardians and Double Star Gem. That's way she feels the most stable. Well, maybe you could use Hidden Tome or Lost Chapter and Hymn of Valor. That's how I leveled her up, that's how I completed most of the stuff too. But that's just not cool enough. Also, you need Overwhelm. And if you do not have the pay-to-play Warwick's Really Cruel Experiments, then it's a bit not that good. Targon is just, generally speaking, a bit weird region. It feels like Freljord is killing better, is killing faster, and Targon is just wait for it, wait, and then one shot. But we've been waiting for quite a while. Pretty straightforward, not gonna lie. The last line, Viega, Elise and Kindred. Pretty good champions for Shadow Isles. Elise is really strong champion. You need Fear Cleaving Axe, you need Dream of Yordles. You probably need just Dream of Yordles. I completed with Budget Elise all the hardest adventures with... I'm a huge fan of Corrupted Star Fragment, so I've been using Dream of Yordles. Then Shade Leaf, whatever, something that gives elusive to your spiderlings, to your creature to the right. And then Corrupted Star Fragment. This way Elise gets elusive, and on the next attack every spider gets elusive. You could also use Gale Force with this combination to attack twice, but if enemy will block you, then, well, you're just dead. Not good. Elise is good into many fights rather than special rules. She's good into Scout, she's good into going wide, she's good into Unstoppable Force. Everyone is +3/+3 and Overwhelm. She's actually just strong. She doesn't need much. There is just one thing that counters her, therefore she cannot be just a pure S tier, since she actually has a counter. Viega, pretty good. Generalist, extremely strong Shadow Isles champion. I didn't find much usage for Gwen this month. Vega seemed to be more stable, so I guess I would recommend him rather. If you have Disciple of Shadows, then it's really good. If you do not have Disciple of Shadows, then it will be a bit harder to pull him off. But he's still alright. I used at least 3 out of 3, and Vega maybe twice. I think once for sure. Kindred, back in the pre-constellation era, I used Kindred in really hardest encounters. I've been using her into Z, into Irelia, even into small stuff. You do not need epic relics, you need just Guardian Angel, and I prefer Stalker's Blade and Guardian Orb. You could use 2 Stalker's Blades to get the most of the deck control, of the board control. You could use Guardian Orbs, well, if you're just feeling like that, because you have 3 revives in adventure. Well, 3 chances, 2 revives. Because Guardian Angel gives you a revive during adventure. Yeah, and just Kindred happened to be best in slot a couple of times this month, so I just could not include her. And now we could talk about 3 key challenges this month. So I would like to point out that this Ezreal, challenge number 6. This is Targon Ezreal, so you probably would not complete it easily with just a random 2-star champion, although this is challenge number 6. I was honestly shocked to see that, like, I'm attacking and then boom, stun 1 mana, stun 2, static shock, something else, and I'm like, what? What is... You're Targon? I was surprised. Next, 16. Yeah, challenge number 7 is just normal Ezreal. 16. Draven. Draven that has Crush. So once again, you probably will not be able to complete it easily with a just random 2-star champion. Draven's win condition is generating Draven in the round end, every round, and then leveling him up. So Draven, every time he attacks, he gets double attack. How we play around Draven? We just sacrifice a random Poro, a random 1/1, a random sacrificial lamp, so Draven does not level up ever, because, well, you don't want him to level up. Therefore, if you sacrifice easy unit, he cannot strike twice, he cannot level up, he cannot win without overwhelm. Right now, he has win condition, his own win condition in special rules. It just flips the game completely. And you need now hard control, so it would be a great challenge for Morgana, like, absolutely best. You have Evolve, you equip Dream of Yordles, you play the probably nothing round 1, you save some mana for a stun enemy. Draven's strongest round is round 2, so if he attacks first you're lucky, you can develop for 2 turns. Otherwise, you need some ground control into him. Yeah, so... well, someone would use probably some other stuns or recalls, but, well, in my case I can look up what I'm recommending. Can I? Challenge number 6, I used Ambessa. I was looking forward to use LeBlanc, Samira and Annie with Redway Chase Gun. 16, Kai'Sa or a King. Dream of Yordles Relic, Morgana should be best in slot, and I was also looking to use Evelynn, Yasuo, Caitlyn. 18. Mercy Killings and Thresh and Fortifications. So with Mercy Killings, I actually tried to play Nika, the build that I talked about. And, well, Fortifications, I understand that this will be rough. I will be doing 1 less damage. It's just I was confused and shocked by the level of intelligence of Thresh. It felt like he was understanding that he has Mercy Killings, which usually does not happen at 3 stars level. So this 3 stars level is not an actual recommendation. It means enemy hand size, enemy health, and enemy like difficulty level, because, well, enemies usually have, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 different difficulties. And this felt like it was already accounting for mercy killings, which was a little bit unexpected, and playing not by the rules was a bit weird. Seems to be weird. So it's like I want to recommend Redway Chase Gun, but also it will be hard. And also, if you want to use Fiddlesticks into him to not play by the Mercy Killing rules, Thresh deck is about 50 cards. I think it's 48. So once again, it's playable, but you will need Chameleon's Necklace, Duplicator, Guardian Angel. You will be stalling until late game, and Thresh has pretty good late game cards. He has Ledros, he has another guy that kills 2 enemies. So definitely be vigilant about this one. What do I have? Completed with Nika, need good stall without board presence, or scale everything without board, or one turn kill with no pre-requirements. So Fiddlesticks is alright, Gatebreaker Ari would probably be the best, Poor King to sacrifice stuff, Heimerdinger to sacrifice stuff, and then one turn kill with Overwhelm. Lilia, so you can sleep your own units, so they do not die to mercy killings. Set, so you can just collect coins, then probably use Duplicator and one-shot enemy at 6-7 mana. Nami, once again heal up anytime, kill enemy, one-shot enemy. You just need Overwhelm. Talia with Crown Guard Inheritance, if you have the Phage upgrade on that, the Rock Beer guy, then it will be possible. But once again, enemy has toughness on his Nexus, so this should be rough start. Challenge 20. Tahm Kench, Katarina, Mortal Marks, and Echoes from the Deep. One thing that I would like to point out, Mortal Marks. Tahm Kench doesn't really care about Mortal Marks, also for some reason he was actually benefiting from his Big Fist during either of the turns. He did benefit from his Big Fist during my turn, I think. Well, doesn't matter. We need to focus on Katarina, playing Katarina, and she generates the 1 mana, 1 damage spell. So if your win condition has 1 health, then you either need Spell Shield or I prefer to use full build. So I use Veigar with full build to get toughness. 31. We have Evolve, enemy has Beyond Mere Flesh, and that's a Victor. So Victor will have Beyond Mere Flesh twice. And that's a lot of stats. A lot of stats. A lot. And it's just the way it is. It is not tricky, but we cannot really use just any random champion. So probably in my case it would be Evelynn or Yasuo to have a hard crowd control. Guaranteed hard crowd control. I used Poor King. I was thinking about Kai'Sa, Morgana, Gem of Yodels, Yasuo, and Evelynn. Oh, 32. Small stuff, legendary small stuff, Targon Ezreal, and Enguard. So obviously Yuumi will be best in slot. Yuumi is just best in slot into small stuff. I usually have a lot of recommendations for small stuff. Just as a heads up, small stuff. Like I can recommend this list of champions usually, but this is Ezreal and this is Enguard, so it's a bit tricky. It's exactly what it does, just make sure to have a wild card prepared for this one. Black Shield, Epic Relic, Poor King, Aatrox, Fiddlesticks, Animal, Dreadway Cheat Gun build. Yuumi is definitely best in slot. Okay, 33. This is after Image, another Targon Ezreal, I guess. Yeah. Elise, Vex, Vega, Speed Blossom, Kindred. Well, just Targon Ezreal with Wailing Spirits. After image is kind of whatever, but it shouldn't be. It's not a tricky challenge, but I still wanted to make sure that, you know, we have 8 Ezreals this month, and at least 6 of them are Targonian. 41. This is another small stuff, and I used Yumi. I was thinking about Master Yi, Zed, Ahri. On Ahri, I would have used the Giga Ahri signature build. You can look it up, I have videos about that. Giga Tima, Giga Ahri. Benefits from Berserker's Buckle. Core idea would be to play the recall one ally to grant its spirit stacks to your another ally. So that's how we will figure out the early game, and then we'll just go from that. But I decided, well, why suffer? Just pick Yumi. And in this case, of course, Aatrox is already good. Vayne is alright, Aatrox would be better. Black Shield is really good, and the tricky part about this one is if enemy summons Yasuo and then attacks, and if you have a creature, your weakest creature will be instantly stunned because of Yasuo's special rule, and it will be killed without opportunity to play anything in response. Gathering Storm rule. So yeah, sometimes you probably would like to just skip to see his attack, so he cannot do anything, and then you develop. Recommendations: Black Shield, Giga Ahri, Zed, maybe Spirit Blossom Yi. Elise would be alright to scale on board. Kindred, because you can go white and win with praise. Focusing Crystal, support champions, Aatrox, Vayne. Next, 46. Withstand Mortal Marks. It's not actually about Mortal Marks and Caitlyn, it's about the Kai'Sa. So the tricky part about this one, you might be preparing yourself for Mortal Mark special rule with Caitlyn, but Kai'Sa, just never underestimate Kai'Sa. She is strong. If it was my first year of playing monthly challenges, I would have lost to this against Kai'Sa. 46. Misfortune, Mel, Warwick, Yumi, Aatrox, Vayne. And next. 53, I guess. Yeah. Linker and Shadows Katarina, just like the last month or 2 months ago, I don't remember. Linker and Shadows can give Katarina +1/+1, therefore Veigar's Darkness for 2 damage will not kill her. That can go wrong, just saying. That's about it. 54. Rise of Progress, Fiora and Tryndamere. It's just a bit annoying. We have Rise of Progress, an annoying special rule, and we're facing Tryndamere. Against Tryndamere you want Mass Challenger Relic against Undying Rage. You might want Black Shield against his Entomb. This is unnecessary, I'm just saying. And, well, I don't know, it just feels bad to play this one. Like, Fiora plays Fiora, 4 mana 6/6, Cataclysm Riposte, and you are struggling with board control, while enemy is developing. And if you're using random 3-star champion into this one, you might lose. It can happen. Of course, well, just looking at this challenge, oh, vicious enemy, should use something that is good. Well, I would have used Vex. Of course, you would take care of it easily, but if you're being careless, this can be lost. 57. Oh, hold on. 54. Master Yi one-shot, Tryndamere, Fiddlesticks, Anivia. Anivia seems to be really good until this. Heal, Black Shield, Luxie, Ambessa, Black Shield, Epic Relic, Mass Challenger Relic. Okay, next. 57. That's a double Adorable Lulu, that's about it. So if you have Oath of the Guardians, then it should be easy. I use Oath of the Guardians Samira, I use Oath of the Guardians Nila, anyone can complete it. You could also use pretty much any other champion that you feel like with Oath of the Guardians and double Star Gem setup, but just saying that in here, double Adorables, it will stack up. So 2 creatures will be silenced, transformed into Squirrel, and they will be recalled. So your creature will be kind of lost. It also feels bad to use Wildcard into 1 fight encounter, but that's what it is. We have so many great champions into 2 fight challenges, so it should be alright to use whatever you have, like Jinx or Swain or Aurelion Sol. It's an annoying challenge. 58. Oh, 58. For 57, Oath of the Guardian Samira, Nila, Ari, Jenna, Diana, Nika, Nora, Soraka. Fiddlesticks, Tryndamere with Aching Spirit, and Lilia, but Tryndamere should be used in other challenges. Lilia seems to be good, yeah. 58, this is just Ezreal and Victor. It's just... If it was me playing not for a speedrun, but rather than just playing the game, I would have used Yasuo. Yasuo is good into Ezreal, Yasuo is good into Victor, fits both recommendations. Whatever this rule is, I don't care. So... Well, Yasuo is basically a wild card, so... And if you do the 369, 57, 60, 63, you're already completing the hardest challenges first. Just make sure to have something for this one. That was 58. Volibear, Mel, Kain, Yasuo, Evelyn for 58. Yeah. 61. Katarina and Howling Abyss. So Katarina's special rule is, her personal special rule is, whenever you play a champion, grant other either allies or non-champions +2/+2. So enemy can high roll. There is no good play around. This is just... You can get unlucky, enemy can get lucky. If both happen, then you might lose. I played Veigar into this one, just carelessly. I was a bit surprised that enemy played Misfortune round 2, and she survived until the very end game. He then played another Katarina and Shen, and Misfortune has 8 health, 8 attack. I'm like, you also have Overwhelm, I cannot block because of the triple bullet rain. Oops. Oopsies, unlucky, I'm taking a lot of Nexus damage. Yeah, that's the trickiest part. I have recommendations: Veigar, Yasuo, Evelyn, Jinx, Swain, Mel. Swain, Mel, well, Swain is good because he can stun, so if your Swain is not really that great, if he is just 3 stars, just make sure to have your stun cards into Katarina. Then 62. This is the one that I didn't remember: Small Stuff and Mercy Killings Fees. I did it with Swain. I see. Mercy Killings, Small Stuff, so it feels like there is nothing to be scared of, since your creatures are 1/1, but well, don't you want to scale them on board? And then Mercy Killings happen, and that's Fees. He gets random spells that can just deal randomly 1 damage to 2 enemies. He might play Crushing Wave that deals 2 damage to 4 creatures, and suddenly your whole board is gone. Yeah, unlucky. It just can be unlucky, just like previous challenge. It's annoying. That is annoying. In my recommendations I have Swain, Spear Blossom Ari, Fiddlesticks, Misfortune, and Annie. Annie to play the Dreadway Chase Gun. Misfortune to play the Aching Spirit caster's playstyle, and Fiddlesticks because, well, Fees goes white, and Fiddlesticks at 4 stars has the -1, -0 to every enemy, so you will stall easily. 65. $65 is Noxian Might, Forced Workout, Katarina, Yasuo. Well, Yasuo strikes if he levels up, but his only win condition is level 2 Yasuo, so shouldn't really matter. Katarina with Forced Workout and Noxian Might means that, well, she can just finish the game suddenly. And with Vicious Enemy, this is just... that can be annoying. Other 60 plus challenges are not really that bothersome, but this one makes sure that you have a proper resource like Mel, Yasuo, Jinx, Yasuo, Shyvana, right, to fight Volibear because of the Frostbite. Or need couple of target removals versus Katarina and one to crowd controls versus Forced Workout. And these units, these enemies go in white. Yeah. 69. Nice. This is Undying Rage Forced Workout. Katarina and Ezreal, so this is the hardest challenge of this month. We have Targon Ezreal with Undying Rage, we have Katarina with Undying Rage, so you need just more than one removal. And also Jinx into Undying Rage is a bit weak. You either need your Popo to have +2 damage, or you need to use another champion. So this way I would use... personally I would use Swain, Aurelion Sol, Vex. I used Vex, she is definitely the best. I had a lot of fun playing Vex this month. Ezreal, Katarina in all caps. Vex, Yasuo, Evelynn, Mel, Swain, Aurelion Sol. Yeah. Vex definitely should be best in slots. It's like not even close. I guess that will be it for this TLDR guide. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. I usually read YouTube comments like 3-4 times a day, so it will not take long till I answer. Have fun playing and have fun leveling.